Not a big surprise here. He's on fire here at Pro League, winning his 2 most recent games. He lost 2 games that a lot of people voted on him to win. And we were like, oh, what's going on with Maru? He wasn't showing like the super stellar play that he was showing, but it was still like all right. Just seemed like a little bit shaky, but he's like trying to get back into his thing. He's still one of, if not the strongest Terran here in Korea still. He is definitely the pick for JINAIR Green Wings. And he's going to be up against this guy once again, having 2 kills in a row. Got to be feeling good. He's on fire.
Yeah. I mean, look at his recent results. Look at what he did at IEM. Look at what he's done at other IEMs. This guy is definitely CJ's best bet when it comes to Protoss. He is their hero. Yeah. Now, they still have Byung to rely on in a Terran versus Terran, and that could get messy, actually. I'll consider that's also going to take place on King Sejong Station.
That would be a sick Game 7, man.
Yeah, if it goes to that, Terran versus Terran on King Sejong Station, I am going to be one happy player, or one happy caster, and also player of many games, StarCraft player and everything else. But it's time, Brendan. This is the last chance for JINAIR Green Wings. Will Hero and CJ Antis pull off an upset? Let's find out right now.
LTA는 SK텔레콤.
Up here in the top left, in the yellow for CJ Antis on a 2-game winning streak, it is Hero.
And over here on the top right, it's Maru. No lift on this map. Keeping it, I don't know, I'm trying to think.
Keeping it real?
Keeping it real, keeping it blue. He likes that blue crystal, just like Jesse Pinkman. He's not big on that knockoff gold crystal. He's not on that Declan brand. We all know how that worked out.
Yeah.
The purity of that crystal, albeit less valuable, is still much higher than the purity of the yellow crystals.
Yeah. Maru, interestingly enough, isn't going to go for that Kanglam Terran, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. He's keeping it classic, you know. He's
keeping it classic, the Protoss player. But he's not going to throw down 2 barracks either. He's not going to go for anything crazy. He's just going to play standard for now.
This is Maru classic. This is not Maru, Diet Maru with lemon. This is not Diet Maru with lime either.
No, man. There's no green minerals. That doesn't make any sense.
Do you remember Fruitland? That map was crazy.
Yep.
There was those minerals. I can't believe that was even, because I mean, Maze is a crazy map, but Fruitland, oh boy.
Yep.
Even the design of that map.
That was an interesting map.
I can't do fruits, Brendan. You know this about me.
I know. I know very much about you. You can't do ice cream either.
Yeah, it would be really, really unfortunate if I ever had a case where I had to eat ice cream or something on air, and I'm like, I might get terrified. I'm like, uh-oh, I got to do this. This is really awkward and embarrassing. The worst thing too is when I'm on a date, and the girl's like, let's go out for ice cream, and I'm like, it sounds like a good idea in theory, but I mean, why don't we go to Mrs. Fields' Cookies instead? I remember trying this because I was out. I'm like, yeah, it's actually pretty good. And it's
you
really
just weasel your way out of the standard ice cream. You're usually trying to be spontaneous. Or no, not ice cream. Let's get cookies. Let's be different.
Because I can't reveal to them that I don't like ice cream because because
then they think you're just a freak.
On the 4th date, I'm like, I have to tell you something. Just like, are you be serious? And I'm like, that one time when you want to eat ice cream and I suggested cookies. Honestly, I didn't even want to eat cookies. I got to tell you, I don't like ice cream. All right, this base here will be denied for quite a significant period of time. In fact, is he he's like, I thought for some reason I thought the probe went to the gold base. I was like, well, he was just like, I'm just going to take the gold, I guess.
No, it does get delayed for a little bit, but eventually Hero is going to put it down. And this Zealot micro. Oh, one more! No, not enough. The SCV does survive. Gets away just in time. Most of course not able to come out either and kill it there.
Well, yeah, that SCV wants to go home and get repaired, but nobody's going to repair him.
Yep.
That's how it is when you're an SCV. It goes down to 4 hit points like that. You got the scout information. You came unwounded. You had stories to tell. And you're like, can you repair me? It's like, we just can't really afford that right now. Sorry.
We don't have time for you. Right
Zealot run by comes in later. You're probably the first to go. No, you can't.
You'll be
go
good fodder later for the attack. Like
can't go on medical leave, and if the Oracle comes in, we are definitely gonna push you towards it. Is he gonna do the unthinkable and take a? Okay, it's not gonna be a third base at the normal location, but I think he might actually hide a third base down here at the bottom right.
Well, he was saving up minerals for a bit, but for now, the SCV is still just making his rounds. Could be just scouting for pylons.
Yeah.
Wants to make sure there's not going to be any push coming out here.
Yeah, I think he's just trying to see if there's an Oracle. But I did get excited about this. Now, so really interesting to note, much more interesting than my affliction with ice cream, is that this is a very old build that we're seeing Maru do. He does a 1 barracks expand without gas and without Reapers. And I think the reason why he's doing it is because he's like, well, there's only one place to jump in the main base. Easy to deny Reaper scouts. It's hard to escape. I'm just going to do a different build. So he does need to do things like this because he has no inkling of what's going on whatsoever otherwise.
Yeah. Use an SCV instead of that Reaper, and you get a faster SCV, faster CC with that as well. Well, now this SCV does have full health, unlike the other one. He's going to scan the main even and try to send that up there. Does see the Stalker, so getting decent information there.
Yeah. Now, Stim on the way here with +1. As far as I know, he did only get the 1 eBay for now. It would be pretty crazy if he tried to afford 2 off of this. And that's going to give him a little bit more power in the early game against the fast upgrades that are coming out here for Hero. Hero at home is getting a Warp Prism. Going to be swanky with that Warp Prism. See what he can do.
Yeah.
Is swanky a word?
It is now.
Okay, good.
Now that you said it.
Thanks
Swanky.
for clarifying.
Yeah.
Here we go. Going to pour some Mothership.
Overcharge coming here, but he is going to snipe some of these probes first, and the units are out of position here. There is the overcharge, and he's actually going to commit. He's going to try to get as many of these probe kills as much as possible. I mean, he does get force fielded in here, but he's going to make it work as good as possible with this situation right now, even killing a Zealot.
Yeah, actually, he kills a lot of probes here. I think the idea for Hero was like, okay, I'm gonna trap you. I think he was like waiting on purpose. He's like, oh, he thinks there's no mothership core, like I skipped into my build or something. And he comes in here, then he force fields him in and then traps those units.
Yeah, but it's hard to say, like, is it worth it?
Yeah,
he loses 13 probes with that one little attack. Like, he did trade a lot of army units, and it's really important for Terran to keep his army alive and not lose these army units, but still, doing a lot of damage to the economy this early on is pretty good. It's going to put you in a good situation.
My concern now is, with losing those army units or Morrow, is he doesn't have enough burst damage to deal with any Colossi, even if there's a low count of them. And so, because his starport was so late, it's not even finished yet as we speak. He's going to have a Viking problem and a medevac or a medevac problem for a while. This Observer does escape. But, with the lack of either medevacs or Vikings, it's an issue. And he can't fight this with 3 Marines and 15 Marauders. So, maybe even at this point, Hero can try to take a gold.
Yeah. I was looking at Maru's base. We don't have the observing PC or the one where you could see this, and he actually made a tech lab on that. He's going to make a Raven for this. And that's it's going to be very useful for killing the observers that are swarming his base. He did a failed scan earlier. Maybe he's just trying to get revenge for this.
Oh my god, this Observer that escaped with like 8 points, 6 points, might actually be a game winner for Hero because he's going to see this now. He's going to come in here and he's going to see this. He's going to see it's a Siege Tank Raven push. And Maru's like, he is hunting, and he saw this, I think, but he's like, I don't have any scans. Maybe he didn't see it, but regardless, it doesn't matter anymore. It is seen. And now we can use these Zealots to delay the push. He can try to get more Colossi out, get range out. With range and Colossi against this, you're in pretty good shape, especially when there's not that many Marauders. There's only 6 here. Ooh, I'm fearing for Maru right now.
I am as well. Yeah, the Hero, we talk about StarCraft sometimes, it's a game of limited information, right? But when you get all the scouting information down, you have, you see the entire army, you see the buildings that are there, what's being produced out of them, you see everything. That puts you in such an advantageous position, especially when your opponent isn't able to get the same thing on you.
Yeah. Well, Storm on the way here, and that's, I guess, going to be part of his way to deal with this instead of Colossi. It can be good. He
very
just needs to
marine
buy
heavy
time
there.
for it. Yeah, and that's another reason why Colossi can be good too. I mean, just any form of AoE works well against that. But he's going into 2-2. Do you think he's actually just trying to do something? I mean, obviously this is not the same variation at all, but something kind of like what Gumio was doing, where he's just like, I'm going to add some siege tanks into the mix here, try to get some things off.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going too aggressive just yet. And he did make that third CC. He's going to drop it down. And for now, he's got the siege tanks sieged up at his natural. He's not moving out just yet. He's even staying in his base. But look at this. As I do say that, he's going for a 4 medevac drop into the main. He's bringing the Raven with this for the PDD and could even possibly snipe out some of these observers. That observer is going to see this push coming in. He's going to see all 4. Yeah.
You need to get on that. Sending these units up here now to the main base. There's a cannon here. What? And feedback's ready? He was born ready for this. Immortal's being targeted, but there's the Storm. And this is not a good trade for Maru. He does eliminate a lot of these pros units. Now, if he can get these Colossi, it becomes a different story, but he can't.
No, you can't. The Storm is too good. Even the building placement there, he snuggled up all those Terran units really, really close together and got them a ton of damage done. And look at this, a counter drop, 4 Zealots in the main base, and there's nothing back here for Maru. He's got some reinforcements, but he's got to deal with this. More Orphans are going to come in as well if he decides to go for that.
Yeah, and, I mean, a siege tank comes into the main here to help defend. And it's just, he's like pulling everything. Got a third base up now. He's getting +1 for really anything that's mechanized. The siege tanks that he already has. He's making another one now. He's going with 5. And all those Vikings. Or all the Vikings that he would potentially make later because he hasn't made any. We talked about this earlier. He's either have Vikings or medevacs, so not both.
And now Maru is going for a really strong push, and he has units back here. He knows that a counter drop is possible, and he's actually going to probably be able to kill that with his Viking eventually. And the push is coming in here. What does he have here? Siege tank, siege up. There's an Archon as well. Where are the Storms? Are they going to be enough?
Oh my God, this zoning is perfect. Now he hits the ramp. Any player's worst nightmare against siege tanks is when the ramp is sieged. Now he's got bunker control, and this army is cut in half.
This is Maru, man. He's going to use the static defense. He's going to try to get those bunkers up, but the attack is on. Charge Zealots, Tower of the Storms. Really nice, actually, onto a lot of those units, but is it enough? The tank is still alive. The Colossus in the back. There are no more Storms in this army, and Maru's going to start this amazing kiting that he always does. He's going to snipe down another Colossus here. But
yeah,
again,
he star steps it well, and now he flies away, and even though he doesn't win the game off of this, he's done critical damage. And Vikings over here zoning out that Warp Prism. The Mothership Core actually likely to fall here as well, and I think that's all she wrote, man. I think we're going to go to a final 7th game, most likely to be Terran versus Terran.
oh my God, man. This is Maru. This push, man, is just incredible. He comes across when Hero is so low. That push earlier on, it got rid of a lot of those High Templar and a lot of those Storms. And this follow-up push, it just looks like it's too much. Mule comes down. He's saying, get out of my game. I'm taking it to game 7. I'm the last hope for JINAIR Green Wings, and here I go.
Yeah, well, that's literally the end of this game. Some shaky moments for Maru here, but he played the better game. He hit that timing. He sieged up well, making it look like StarCraft won a little bit here with just a bio flare. And Hero wanted to clear this one up. He wanted to win this for his team. But now we're going to go to that 7th and final game. And this really has been already a great start to our playoffs for round 3.
Yep. Gonna take out some of these gateways now, and there's no units here for Hero. There's the GG. Maru has done it. He's taken out Hero, a guy who's on fire, and Maru's saying, I'm the better player. I'm gonna play a little bit better on this map, and I'm gonna take it to game 7. He is the winner.
He is the winner. And now it has to be Byung, I'd say. Other options really, like Gumiho for Terran versus Terran seems like the second best choice to me.
Yeah.
Although you know, no, I was like,
I wouldn't like to see Sora, is what I was gonna say. I don't want to see him come out against Maru. I think that would just be one-sided domination. I think it's got to be Byung. I think even sending out SOS a little bit earlier. Or rather, here a little bit earlier. Just get Byung maybe prepared for this. They may be saying, Maru doesn't play a lot of TVT. He doesn't practice a lot for it. So we want you to practice a lot of TVT in case this comes down to it. I want you to be the guy in the end of the day, take out Maru in a matchup that he's not used to playing a lot on camera.
Yeah. Well, I think all signs lead to Byung here. And it's King Sejong Station. We often see mech here. Could be like a mech versus mech TVT. Could be a game that's decided by early Banshee harass. That is, oftentimes we have both players go Banshee. One player gets ahead in the Banshees, then hits timing. Especially if they kill too many